Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. My name is Mira, and I will be playing Sammy Jax today. With me is my very wonderful friend.
Hi, I'm Saria. I will be playing local pumpkin bastard child baby Ash Hollows. Gonna be great. Let's see what chaos this fucking child will commit.
Oh, I am very excited for this. Okay, just to preface this takes place in between book 1 of Buddy's book and episode 1 of Buddy's book and episode 2 of Buddy's book.
Yeah, because I have yet to listen to episode 2, so I don't know shit.
Okay, well, you don't really need to know what happened in episode 2 because timeline-wise, that hasn't happened yet.
That has not happened yet. Yep, don't worry about it.
So, it's morning in the Hajime household. Ash, what are you doing right now?
He's in a cabinet.
Okay, let's see if Sammy will find you in the cabinet. Let's just roll perception. With
yep.
Dirty 23, he manages to just kind of open up the cabinet and just kind of blinks at you because he saw the glowing of your eyes through the cabinet crack.
Yeah, I think it's the first cabinet Sammy opens, and he immediately is greeted by Ash, who is sitting kind of curled up inside the fucking cabinet. He's not even eating anything. He's just sitting there. Like, all the food stuff has been shoved to the side so he could sit, and it's not, and you can clearly see that it hasn't been, like, touched. Like, you'd think that it's like, oh, he's in the cabinet because he's eating. No, he's literally just sitting there.
Vibing. Sammy's, like, shading it goes, like, slightly light blue, like, in that kind of electric, kind of his normal surprised blue, but it's very light. He is surprised, but he's not shocked. And, like, he just kind of blink, blink, blink. Hey there, Ash. What you doing here, bud?
And what do I roll to see if Ash is actually awake or not?
Probably a D2. Just like 1 if yes, 2 if no.
Alright. 2! You get no response. You don't know Ash is sleeping. Ash is just staring at you.
Sammy just kind of blinks again and just kind of reaches forward and pokes Ash on the shoulder.
Okay, now Ash fucking wakes up because Ash sleeps with his eyes open. Don't worry about it. Yeah, so just kinda, it's like, sort of like shudders away, just like, shakes his head a bit, just like, oh, Sammy!
Were you asleep?
Ash tilts his head. Yeah.
Do you like small, cramped spaces?
There is an audible silence.
I mean, I'm not judging. I feel ya, but it's hard to find a place that fits me. And he just kind of gestures to all 6 feet of him.
Yeah, Ash just like looks up at Sammy, and I'm just like, what would Ash say? God,
Ash is sleepy. He doesn't have to say anything.
Yeah,
He just woke
Ash
up.
is just kind of like still staring at Sammy. It's kind of like he had it just woken up. It's like just staring at him. He doesn't look sleepy because his face still looks neutral, but he is in fact sleepy.
Valid. Sammy just kind of blinks back at Ash. There's a lot of blinking going on, and he just kind of like nods.
It really is a wonder that Ash is blinking at all.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, Sammy's doing a lot of blinking in this interaction, and like he just kind of slowly nods to himself, and then is just kind of like, "Do you want me to carry you while I make breakfast?"
Ash does the up emotion.
He picks up Ash and just kind of puts him on his hip.
Yes!
And
Ash immediately flinks.
I'm just gonna roll survival to see how well cooking... average. Cooking goes pretty average with an 11.
I also roll survival.
Well, can Ash cook is the question.
That is a good question. I don't think he knows.
Oh boy, let's just roll survival then. See how this goes. Oh, that 20! Okay, Ash apparently knows how to cook rice and a few other things somehow. Okay.
Apparently, Ash knows how to cook, and apparently he knows how to do it well. So
apparently,
probably after watching Sammy fumble a bunch with like making food and such, Ash will just kind of like scuttle off of his off of where Sammy's holding him, and it will show him how to actually fucking cook and like what goes where. Don't ask how this tiny fucking pumpkin child knows how to cook. He's probably standing on the counter while doing so.
So like combined efforts, they managed to make breakfast. It's good.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
And Sammy just kind of hands you a plate, and you guys kind of eat real quick, and he just kind of, there's like a little silence, and then he just kind of looks at you, Ash, and is just like, "So, I'm guessing you aren't really from Hitoyama, Ash? Where were you before this?"
Okay, I'm gonna fucking go out of character here because I don't actually remember where the fuck the house he lives in is. Don't say it because it's not revealed yet, but
Well, you could just describe where, like, the location, like, not where, but like how the location looks and stuff, because like you know, because Ash is a pecking child. Like,
well, it's in a big forest and a big house. I also live in the cabinet.
huh? Okay. Do you have any family? Like, should I be worried that you have family who's worried about you?
Alright, roll insight.
Here we go! Insight roll. Sammy, what's your pecking insight again? Okay, that's a +1. That's a 3.
Nope. Nah, you don't see shit.
Sammy, bud.
Yeah, sorry, Sammy. It's kind of just like... It's like... You ask it, and Ash kind of just like... shrugs it off, and it's like, oh, well, it's normal then, I guess.
Sammy just kind of squints, but he got a pecking 3. He's not gonna pry. And he just kind of is like, okay, nods quietly, and just kind of, Ash, if you want, you can roll perception real quick with advantage.
Okay.
Well, actually, let me ask: are you currently wearing the jade tier?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, then yeah, you do have advantage on this.
Alright, that's a good thing, but he has advantage on this. Come on, that's a better roll. Okay, 16.
All right, as Sammy is like asking about your family, from the corner of your eye, Ash, you can see these sketchy outlines of these people who seem to share similar face shapes to Sammy himself. Kind of just out of the corner of your eye, kind of hovering around in the peripherals, and like their shading is kind of a purplish blue, which matches the same shading as Sammy.
Wait, purplish blue, like shading right now?
Yes, it's
Why is Sabbath shading purple blue? What? You're
you're gonna have to roll insight.
Alright, I'm gonna roll insight on that, because I know what those. That's a 22. Give me your secrets, color boy.
Because as he was asking about if there were someone worried about you, and if like he's basically trying to gauge if you were alone, his shading was the same shading of was it's not like the dark purplish blue of like his horrified expression. It's more of a concern, but since
Okay.
concern is kind of more of that like kind of saddish worry kind of thing, it's a bit purplish blue. So
Alright, false alarm then.
it's a lighter color than horror, but
Alright, that's good, because I was wondering. Because I know you, Sammy.
so yeah, he is very concerned about you, Ash, but he doesn't really know how to pry / if he should pry and stuff. But yeah, there are some sketches hanging around, and Ash, you kind of remember Hajime telling Sammy that, oh hey, you were haunted.
It's a ghost again. The ghosts.
What?
The ghosts. The ghosts.
His shading immediately turns gray, and so do the spirits behind him. And he just kind of blinks at you, and then just ghosts, and he just kind of turns around and then turns back to face you, Ash, and he's just like, huh?
What? You're not like you not see them? They're like right here.
No, I can't. How are you like Hajime? You can see things? And he just kind of looks back over his shoulder. He's very visibly confused.
Well, I didn't see the ghost then, but I see them now. I don't know why. Like ghost stuff is like too out of the ordinary. It's like normal stuff, and there's a lot of weird people from where I came from.
Huh. Okay. And he just kind of accepts this because the tunes are weird. He's seen a lot of weird stuff himself, but okay. If his new fellow Prismatone follower can see ghosts, he's not gonna question it. But why is he haunted? He doesn't know.
They look like your fake. They have like face shapes like yours.
He kind of freezes at that and kind of just is like, they look like me?
he, Ash is just gonna like squint a bit at the ghost. It's like, yeah, they don't have hair though.
I used to not really have any hair.
Oh,
Yeah, I met Prismatone and she gave me hair.
okay. Ash does not recognize the name Prismatoad.
Oh, bless God, bless. Just Sammy just kind of points at the rainbow and is just Rainbow Lady, my mom.
Rainbow Lady, Rainbow Lady,
Her name,
Rainbow, right,
her name's Prismatone.
right, right. You told me that, right? I think.
He just kind of reaches over and ruffles. Well, he like kind of just pats your head because you don't got hair. You're a pumpkin.
just like pats his head.
Yep.
Alright.
And like he just kind of like, yeah, it's okay. There, not a lot of people know who she is.
Hmm. Not good with gaunts and stuff. I never was.
Sorry, you know a lot of what?
I don't know a lot of but I don't know a lot of gods and stuff.
That's okay. It's Mom isn't really well remembered anyways, so and he just kind of shrugs.
Hmm.
And like his shading is kind of a more darker blue now, though. And Ash, you can kind of see the ghosts are similarly blue.
Okay. Ash is gonna think for a bit, and he's gonna roll acrobatics. Just a minute. Just a second. You'll see why in a bit.
Oh dear.
Okay, Ash is going to climb Sammy so he can pat his head.
But thanks, Ash. I don't really understand why I needed to pat my head, but okay.
It's like pat, 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 pat. And take a note, he's using the hand that isn't like really sharp claws.
Mm-hmm.
He's using his like little nubbin. He's using the nubbin hand, not the claw hand.
Mm-hmm. And Sammy just kind of reaches up and kind of pulls you off of his shoulder and just kind of gives you a hug. Do you resist?
Absolutely not. He does like he does squirm a little bit, but it's not like a get me out squirm, but just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
It's just kid wiggling.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, we've eaten breakfast, so what do you want to do?
Go outside.
Okay, we can go out to the market. I still need to find some things for a friend of mine.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so we head out of Hajame's house, and as you go, Hajame's mother, who is doing some laundry outside, waves at you all cheerfully, and
we'll wave back.
And Sammy kind of just gives her a polite head bow, because he can't really bow while holding Ash, and you guys are walking down the street to the basically the main part of town.
Town Square. Is that what it's called?
Town Square.
Ash is immediately just like, so you can feel that he's starting to vibrate because this is the fun place.
Yeah.
It's
And
like you can practically feel just like you're still holding him, so he's just like kind of vibrating in place.
and as you guys are walking, you pass some of the farm fields and paddies that kind of surround Hitoyama and is kind of the, like, you're not really in the woods and stuff, but they're the rolling hills and just like the pastoral land out of the forest that is kind of isolates this part of town and stuff. And as you walk down the path, the birds are singing, the sun is shining, it's a warm summer day. It's not too hot, but it's not really spring anymore. It's just warm.
Yeah.
Because it's not cicada season yet. There are no screaming bugs. It is not
No
super
screaming
hot.
bugs just yet.
And as you walk, there is actually give me a perception check.
Okay. That's a 16 once again.
As you walk, as you get closer to town, you notice that there are, on either side of the path, there are two shrines that you've seen before, Ash. They're both incredibly worn and cracked, and they honestly look incredibly washed out, like someone had tried to take an eraser and scrubbed at it before just giving up.
At what again?
Shrines.
Right, the shrines. Okay. The shrines are here. Let's go to the shrine.
Oh, okay. As you, Sammy, like, kind of looks and at where I presume you're pointing.
Yeah.
And you both kind of walk to one of the shrines, and you kind of crouch down. Sammy crouches down and sets you down, and he is going to do his own perception check.
Ash takes out a handful of freaking rainbow sugar stars, and he will put like some of each color, and he will plop them on like the offering place.
Oh. And Sammy kind of just blinks, and it's interesting. His eyes kind of glaze over the shrine for a moment before clocking into the fact that you are actually putting something down on something, which means that there's something there, and he kind of actually visibly kind of finally registers that, oh, this is a shrine. Oh, okay. And his finger kind of traces over what is kind of the faded etching of a sakura flower with an eye in the middle etched into the shrine face. And he's just kind of like, I don't recognize the god of this place.
Nashi!
Nashi?
Nashi!
Huh.
You're like, flower god?
Huh. Well, if they're a god, I should... And he pulls out just a little bit of candy, and he kind of just places it right next to Ash's offering of the candy stars. And like, it's just kind of one of those like traditionally circle candies with like the little bit of the wrapping and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of those, and he just kind of puts it there. And
yes!
He's just kind of like, huh. I wonder who takes care of these.
We put some stuff when we were Well, we were here before.
Oh, you guys did?
Yeah, I put and Tin put and I fucking forgot the name of the third character. Fuck.
There's Adel, Tin.
Adel, right. And Adel put stuff. We all put stuff in it. And then there was this pretty wind that carried all the stuff and disappeared. And Adel said that the god took it.
Huh.
I think.
Well, I mean, that's one way for a deity to interact with people, I guess. And as Sammy's speaking, a wind that does carry some very familiar sakura flowers kind of swirls around the shrine, and it's very warm and has like a pleasant kind of sweet smell to it that you kind of notice. And it kind of swirls around the shrine and around you, especially, Ash, kind of tugging at your scarf playfully, and then kind of disappears. And when you guys blink your eyes clear of the flurry of sakura petals that kind of just harmlessly pap you on the face, there is nothing there. The candy is gone.
Some petals accidentally entered his eye socket and are now part of his fumble cheek.
All right, and like Simon just kind of blink, 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 blink. Huh. And he just kind of reaches out and pats the shrine. Well, I hope they appreciated it.
I think they did.
Yeah, I really hope so. And I'm just gonna roll something real quick. Sammy, I need to see you. Okay, let's just. Alright, yeah, he doesn't really clock on to anything. He just kind of stares at the shrine and just kind of nods to himself and opens up his arms for you again, Ash, to hop into his arms so you guys can continue into town.
How Ash will scuttle up.
And so you guys enter Hitoyama proper. There is the warm smell of baking goods from both the Autumnal Sky Bakery and Madeline's Cafe, with the scent of warm hot chocolate coming from the cafe. There's the post office that you first saw Sammy at. There's the market bustling around. And there's the babbling of the fountain as you guys enter.
So, what would Ash do? I, the player.
Well, what you can do is roll me a perception check.
Okay. That's a 12.
Okay, you kind of look around town and you don't really see anything out of the ordinary at all. You just see children playing in the fountain, laughing. Just
even with the pendant?
Even with the pendant, you don't really see anything.
Okay.
And
fine.
You kind of look around and you kind of just, it's a normal town. You don't really know what exactly you were looking for, but you don't really see it.
Okay. Ash is just kind of like, well, let's go, you gotta buy stuff, right?
Yeah, let's go to the market. And he's gonna kind of wander around, and I'm going to just roll a d2. Okay. You guys approach the market, and there's people selling ramen. There's people selling a lot of other like really fun knickknacks and stuff. There's like trail mix. There's even like a little book stall for some reason. Even though there's like a library right across the way from you guys.
Gotta raise money somehow.
Yep, and like you're just perusing the stalls, but Sammy just kind of looks around everything, and he just kind of sighs, and it's just like, nothing themed here. Okay.
What do we need to find?
Well, it's nothing really in particular. I'm just looking for some trinkets to send to a friend of mine, because I promised him that if I found anything banana related, I'd send it to him.
Oh, friend, you have lots of friends.
Yeah, actually, I have my friend March. He has a head full of flowers. It's great. And then there's my friend Hugh, who is absolutely tiny and gets dragged into everything. I swear, he gets dragged around by the plot like pecking, and he just kind of shakes his head and trails off. And then there's Arata. He's a real kind. He's not like one of those kind that you sometimes hear about the on the news, but he's really good, and he makes some really good curry. And then there's Bevan. They're very small as well. They're really little. I love them a lot, but they're going through some there's some stuff I have to wrap up when I get home. And then there's Gil. And if you want, you can roll insight on that.
Okay, I will roll insight. Because,
Okay, and let me just really quickly do. Just let me see if. Yeah, just a +1 on that, and yeah, no,
it rolled. The bar was so low, and it rolled even lower.
Yep. That 10 definitely does not beat that 12, and Ash, you can just see the shading of Sammy's skin kind of shift from a very fond, kind of rosy gold, rose edged with gold, as it just kind of shifts entirely to that rose color, and he just kind of sighs quietly, and then it kind of just shifts to blue a bit, and he kind of just shakes his head, and it's like, yeah, and then there's Gil. He's
is he like a special friend?
You could. He kind of wiggles his head a bit, and he just kind of sighs, and he looks around the clearing, and then kind of spots the tables that are sat outside the Autumnal Sky Bakery, and he walks over and plops you down, Ash, and he sits down himself, and he just kind of sighs and rubs his forehead, and it's just like, it's kind of complicated. We're friends. We're definitely friends. But there are some things that happened, and I'm letting him set the pace.
Okay. You can roll insight on that, on Ash.
I will. Oh, that's a 3 again! Ah!
Sorry!
Sammy, why?
I don't even need to roll deception. Yeah, you see nothing.
That's a 3!
All this talk of friends, and Ash is just... Yeah, no, you don't see anything about Ash. Ash is just curious about your friends.
And he looks at you, Ash, and he just kind of gently brushes his hand against the top of your head, and is like, and now I have you. You're one of my friends, Ash.
I
Mm-hmm. Anyone who's one of Mom's is a friend of mine.
am?
And I also have Hajime, who I haven't seen since I was a little kid before running into him again. There's Adel and Tin. You guys are all my friends.
Yeah.
And he just kind of gently scrubs his knuckles against the top of your head, because older brother instincts must noogie the child.
Not gonna lie, I was waiting to see if Sammy asked Ash who are his friends, but...
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean... Sammy can ask if you really want him to.
You can.
And like he just kind of scrubs his knuckles against your head, and then just kind of leans back in his chair a little and pokes you in the chest and is like, I've talked about my friends, but what about you?
Oh, I have friends. I have you, and I have Adel, and I have Tin, and I have Hajime, and I have and he like, I have yeah, I have you guys.
Did you not have anybody before this?
I did, but a lot of people.
A lot of people?
Yeah. Well, there's. I can name them all. I can name a few if you want. There's Viv, and he's like, he makes the impression of counting on his fingers, but he doesn't have fingers because he's counting on his nubbin. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, and there's and there's a Rev, and there's lots of people, and I'm here stuck because I didn't name everyone, so fucking hell. And
well, you don't have to actually verbally count. You can just describe him listing off people. He
lists off a couple names, and then at the last one and it's like, and yeah.
Well, I'm glad you have people. It's reassuring to know you have some other people looking out for you, besides just everybody here in Hitoyama.
Mm-hmm.
And like he just kind of reaches over and like gives you a one-armed hug, because yes, this boy is tactile. He must give affection.
Yes.
If you want, you can do another perception check. This time with advantage with the teardrop.
Alright. Ash, my beloved, please do something. Please roll good. Ash, my beloved, yes!
Okay, okay. With that 24, you kind of are kind of just vibing with Sammy giving you this affection, and like you kind of just look around from your vantage point in the seating area of the Autumnal Sky Bakery, and again, kind of right by the Rangers Guild, right to the path that would lead up to Hitoyama, there is that mysterious kind of cloaked figure glaring at everybody.
Okay. Ash is just like, Ash is just gonna stare at him, and this time, he's not blinking this time. He's not blinking, he's just intense staring.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you even, like, think to tell Sammy about it.
Mm-hmm.
He's just intense, like, staring at this mysterious figure.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it's interesting that the being doesn't really seem to notice you looking. It's just kind of, they're just kind of glaring at any tune that kind of walks past, but they're not really doing anything. They're just kind of skulking there in the shadows. And let's just roll for Sammy real quick. He kind of blinks and looks down at you, Ash, and is like, "Who are you looking at, bud?"
And it's the cloak person again. This time I'm not looking away. So you're not gonna disappear.
Okay. Sammy kind of looks and scans kind of close to where like you're looking from the Rangers Guild, and he just kind of blink. He doesn't really see anybody, and he just kind of looks down at you and is like, "Is it another kind of person that I can't see?"
I don't think so.
Because
I saw him before I saw him before I saw the ghost. Like back then when we were preparing for, I'm gonna roll Arcana to see if Ash finally realizes that it's the tear, but okay.
Yeah, with the 15, he definitely realizes that the teardrop necklace is giving him disadvantage on seeing things.
Oh, it's because the tear necklace that I can see things, but I find it without the tear necklace, so I think it's supposed to be a normal face.
Huh. And Sammy kind of blinks, and let's just roll one more time to see if... Okay! Alright.
Oh, yeah.
With that, 22, Sammy kind of squints really, really hard, and then blinks as the shading goes sky blue as he finally sees the person hiding, kind of like, not hiding, it's just lounging about kind of in the shade of the Rangers Guild. And just as like Sammy's shading goes sky blue, it's interesting because the being looks up at you both, and there is a very, very scary look on this being's face as his lips kind of turn into like a snarl almost, and then
how far away is the cloaked being?
The cloaked being is all the way across. Let me just really quickly reshare the map for you. They are right in like kind of like the shadows of the Rangers Guild.
And where are we?
And we are in the seating area of the Autumnal Sky. So we're like
Is
diagonal.
that... Oh my god. Don't the name.
They're diagonal, and you're far enough away that you wouldn't be able to do any spells.
Okay. Can I roll intimidation?
You can roll intimidation, but I was in the middle of describing something that happened.
Sorry.
As this being kind of snarls at you both, the spirits that were kind of just vibing behind Sammy all move forward and kind of make a wall in between the both of you, kind of visibly standing in front, and you get the sense that normally you wouldn't be able to see this, but with that Arcana roll you rolled earlier, Ash, you're
a surprisingly high roll. Of that -2.
You see these spirits kind of make this wall, and it's not mechanically like a wall that you would get when you're higher level barbarian, but like it's kind of like just that, like they're standing there and they're visibly going, hey, if you make a move, we'll smack your butt kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And then
if you come at us, we'll come at you.
Yeah. And it's very obvious that both the spirits and this figure can see each other. And then you blink, and then both the spirits and the being are gone.
Alright.
Sorry, could you say that again?
Your ghosts protected us.
Oh, I need to sit down. And never mind that Sammy is already sitting. He just kind of slumps in his seat. And you can roll insight if you want, Ash.
I am so sorry, Sammy, but Ash is blunt as fuck. 21.
Yeah, with a 21, you realize that A, Sammy saw the mysterious being. B, he also saw the spirits making that stand. And he's honestly in shock right now because he recognized a few of those figures.
You saw the ghosts.
Uh-huh. They I don't know them personally, but they my family had pictures.
So they're family ghosts.
I think so. Why are they following me around though? I don't understand.
They're like protecting you, I think.
And he just kind of like makes that noise in the back of his throat. Like, and with that 21, like, you get the feeling that Sammy has some really complicated feelings about family protecting him? Question mark?
Oh boy. This is something we've got to unpack later. But we might as well just throw away the whole suitcase.
Basically, it like you don't have to pry or anything, but like it's just very obvious that Sammy's just kind of sitting here going, "What? Huh?" And it's very obvious that he's not used to seeing anything. What is up, Hitoyama?
Well, Ash doesn't know. Ash has a -2 to intelligence.
I like Sammy just kind of is like, uh, do you want to get some candy?
Yeah.
I think I need some candy. And he just kind of stands up and wobbles a little bit and like just kind of opens up his arms to see if Ash wants to be carried again.
Yes. Ash will in fact climb up.
Okay, so Ash and Sammy both head into the candy shop where an orcish toon is minding the shop. Kind of teal.
Ash is already drawn to the rainbow stars.
Sammy will go and follow, and he's like, "Oh, I remember these. These are really nice."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're crunchy.
Yes.
They're very crunchy. And he kind of reaches out and gets a little bag full of the rainbow candy stars. And then he kind of looks around, and I'm just gonna really quickly pull up my notes from the first episode because I don't remember all the candy I had in here.
Yeah, because he caught one feral.
Scroll. Let me scroll through. Okay, here we go. Okay, yeah, there was the star-shaped sugar candy, there was the conejos, and then there's the Pocky and the lollipops.
Yes.
So yeah, I think also Sammy's gonna grab a few conejos of the chocolate variety.
Yes.
And he kind of looks at you, Ash, and it's like, do you want anything else besides rainbow stars?
Ash will in fact take one of the rainbow swirl lollipops.
Mm-hmm. Sammy just kind of nods approvingly and buys one himself.
Yes.
And I will make a note, Sammy is buying for Ash as well.
Oh my god. It's a good thing Ash this time is acting super crazy. We're like, oh, we could get this and this and this. Because he already has a bunch of candy already in his hammer space.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my note for Ash has the rainbow stars in his hammer space, and it literally says, "A handful of sugar stars. Ash has many of those."
Just a little mountain of sugar stars.
Yeah.
But yeah, thankfully there has been enough time in between the first episode and this FPS that the poor shopkeeper has been able to restock.
I'm so sorry.
Oh no, it was fine business. But yeah, there has been a restock. And Sammy just kind of brings up his purchases and then kind of blinks at the shopkeeper and is like, do you have a location open in Toontown by any chance? And the shopkeeper kind of blinks and looks at him over his kind of small round glasses and is just like, oh, why yes, I have a sister location. My cousin Maurice runs it. And
Maurice.
Sammy just kind of is like, okay. This is a lovely selection that you have. Thanks. And he just kind of hands over the purchases and the gold. You can roll inside if you want.
I will. No, that's a net one. Never mind. I will not.
No, you don't really even notice that Sammy is squirrely at all. So everything's fine. There's there's no reason for why Sammy would be kind of nervous around this
Candy,
too.
he's buying candy.
Yeah, he's buying candy. Everything's fine in the world. It's good.
Yeah.
And you guys kind of just we head out of the candy shop, and we now have candy. Lovely.
Yes. Ash will immediately stick his lollipop in his eye socket, and you hear an audible crunch. He pulls it out, and there is a bite marking the lollipop.
Sammy just kind of blink, blink, blink. Your mouth is in your eye?
Ash kind of stares at him as if it's not obvious already.
Sammy just kind of quietly nods and just kind of shoves that on the tunes are weird shelf.
I'm so sorry you had to be stuck with this weird fucking kid, Sammy.
No, he loves this kid. He's just also a little thrown off sometimes because he's a Frankenelli and this kid is not what he's used to.
Yeah, this is a CGI in.
But yeah, just Sammy is holding Ash soft because I don't really think he set him down.
Good.
Yes. Just please imagine Sammy carrying Ash around, kind of just settled on his hip.
Oh yeah, carry like baby.
Yep, carry like baby.
Your Honor, this is his child now.
Is there anything else you want to do before the FPS is over?
I had something in my brain, but I fucking forgot it.
Gently pats.
Oh, I know. Here's a terrible idea.
Oh boy.
It's a D10. It's a 10. He pulls it out. Ash shoves his nubbin hand to his eye socket and pulls out a red box.
Sammy, oh, I know what this is. Staria, no!
And he's just like,
I'm just gonna roll history to see if, Sammy recognizes that box. He's gonna try and grapple you to make sure that you don't!
look what I bought! He's just like, he's showing Sammy, he's like, look what I bought!
Sammy is I'm just gonna roll straight dex to see if he can, like, snatch the box out of your hand. If you want, roll contesting dex. Yeah, no, you managed to, like, just hold it above Sammy enough and, like, out of his reach somehow, because this is a bigger tune than you. He's like, Ash, give me that box. You were not setting some tornadoes out on this town.
I was initially just trying to show him what he bought, but this is an idea.
No.
It can be tiny. It can be really small.
How about you save that for something that you can actually, if you run into something scary that's going to attack you, how about we don't want to mess up all of these people's stalls and stuff. I don't think we'd be able to get any more candy if we messed up everything in the town.
Oh, you're right. Oh, you're right. Okay. Then I just want to show you the box.
You
I
can
bought it with my own money.
you can
And
can show me the box. You
Took
can
the
show me
money
the
from
box.
the jar, from the cool jar, from the cool big money jar that
Mhm.
there is in the shop, and I bought it, and just kind of waving it around.
How
Um,
about you give me the box and I can look at it? Okay?
and so kind of shove it at his face.
Sammy cut it like it's smooshed into Sammy's cheek, I feel.
Yeah.
And Sammy just kind of very carefully takes the box like it's a live bomb.
The box isn't open, mind you. Ash has yet to actually unseal the box.
But yeah, like Sammy's just very carefully looking over the box, making sure to like give it like it's as much detail. Like he's like looking at it with a very suspicious eye and stuff.
Yeah, it's an MCA do-it-yourself tornado kit, and you know what it does!
Yep, and he just kind of looks at the tornado kit and then just very carefully hands it back to Ash, and it's like, I'm really happy that you got this, Ash. It'll help you in a pickle. Just
Uh-huh.
if you want more candy, you just don't set it out on the town.
Mm-hmm. I'm not doing it on the town, I'll use it somewhere.
And he kind of just
I don't know where we're yet, but it'd be great.
yeah, it'll be great. And he just kind of digs his knuckles into the top of your head and stuff, and kind of just gives you a little scrub. Because like he can't really noogie you, but he's gonna give you the best approximation.
Yes.
And he kind of looks at you, Ash, and then kind of sighs, and it's like, how about we sit down and eat our candy, and you can put your box away where it's nice and safe in your hammer space, and yeah.
Yeah, Ash will immediately shove the box back into his eye socket and promptly swoop into his hammer space.
Sammy's eyes kind of crinkle in a grin with that, and then he kind of walks back over to the autumnal sky seating area from the candy shop, and he just kind of sits down and like kind of sets you on his lap, and he's like, Ash, I'm gonna be heading back to Toontown for a bit.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know how long you're planning on being here, but could you watch out for Hajime for me?
Okay, I can be here for a bit longer.
Good. And I should be back sometime. I just gotta I gotta follow something real quick because there's some stuff I have to do.
Ash nods sagely.
But
serious business.
and Sammy kind of his eyes crinkle in a grin. If you want, you can roll insight again.
I fucking bet I will. That's a 7, never mind.
Okay, with a 7, but let me just really quickly roll to see how yeah, it's +1. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Ash sees nothing.
Yeah, you just kind of see Sammy's eyes crinkle. His shading is kind of this orange color. You're not entirely sure what that is, but he's just kind of just scrubs at your head again, and it's just like, I'll be back, and everything's gonna be okay. All right? Yeah. Everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
And I feel like on that note, we could end the FPS here with them munching on candy.
Yeah, I'd say we can.
All right. Thank you for joining us, everybody, for Rainbow Mayhem, where there wasn't exactly as much mayhem as we were expecting, but we still had some soft nonetheless.
Yeah, there was some lore, maybe. There was some Staria type roping between revealing lore and keeping it secret. It was great.
It was great, and hee-hoo. Maybe ominous foreshadowing in the future? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill you because I know where this is going.
Anyways, thank you all for joining, and now it's time to say goodbye. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.